Good morning, friends. Welcome to DurgaSoft online training. Sir, in the previous class, just we had a discussion about introduction to the programming. Okay, so last Friday we started this batch. Okay, we started this batch here. Myself, Prakash Babu, having 12 years of experience in Java. Sir, here our course title is nothing but core Java. That means we are going to explore this core Java. Okay, so in 45 days, in 45 days, maybe it leads to some 50 also. Yes, no problem. Our main intention is nothing but to learn the concept. That's all right. Then, sir, the timings are from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So in the afternoon session, so 11:30 to 12:30 is our timings, and these classes will be held from Monday to Friday. This is nothing but our timings. Okay, and the syllabus link anyway it is already there, sir. Even I displayed in the last session in our website. Okay, just a matter of 1 minute. I will show you that the syllabus also, then you can feel comfortable. Okay, this is nothing but our syllabus. Introduction will be there. How you can prepare first Java application. So language fundamentals, sir. Object oriented, almost 50 object oriented principles with clear explanation, and by taking some real time examples we will explain. Okay, by taking some real time examples we will explain. And then even inner classes, what is mean by inner classes, wrapper classes, packages, and number of things we are going to discuss in this syllabus. Okay, the IDs which we are going to use is nothing but Eclipse, IntelliJ, NetBeans, okay, Automate Editor. All these things we are going to use. Don't worry at all. So this is nothing but one point that you need to get. Then, sir, the fee for this one is nothing but 7,000. Please register as early as possible, and the contact number is nothing but 9246 212143 is nothing but the contact number. Okay, sir, if you want, we have one more number is also there. Okay, no problem, any number you can contact, no issues. Sir, here what is our actual Java is nothing but our actual Java is divided into these 10 parts. This is our syllabus. We are going to discuss in detail about these things. Sir, the first one talks about fundamentals of Java. So how to prepare Java application, what tools are required if I want to prepare first Java application. Boss, this is my application. I want to write a program to check whether the given number is a prime number or not. If it is your application, what are the requirements? What are all the things that is required? First, you need to read the number, right? Then you need to write a looping statement. Based on the number of factors, you are going to take a decision. Like this, n number of tools are required. All these tools you are going to get in these fundamentals. Sir, if you know the first part, then rest of the things will become very easy. So you have to struggle like anything for getting maximum errors, and you need to learn each and every error, where why we are going to get that error, what is the reason behind that error. If you want to rectify that error, what we have to do. So everything pin to pin you are going to learn in these fundamentals. Almost sir, trust me, some 10 to 12 classes will be only on fundamentals, because the fundamentals are very very important. Once if you are very good at fundamentals, the remaining things will become dead easy. So that part we are going to discuss in first part, as a first part of our session. Then anyway I explained, right? Object oriented, apis means inbuilt tools will be there, how you can utilize those tools. Then where you can store your information, like you can store the information in files, you can store the information in databases. Sir, here we are going to see MySQL and Oracle DB. So how you can communicate with these databases? If I want to store any information in the database, how you can prepare the program? So all these things we are going to discuss. And even there are two types of applications are there in Java. That is, we can prepare standalone applications, and second one is nothing but we can prepare okay, distributed application. If I want to prepare standalone application, sir, this GUI support is there in Java. we can take some small GUIs like applets, swings, AWT controls we have. So using that, we can able to prepare a standalone application. That part we are going to discuss how you can use this GUI and packages and importing the packages. Okay, so mini project, we are going to see a small mini project also on this, sir. Then in the last session somewhere I started first 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 part, that is nothing but 1 minute. I hope the file is missed. Please wait for 1 minute, sir. Please wait. Yeah, sorry, the file was missed. Okay, it's another file. Okay, so here GUI and then mini project, JDBC. Here I didn't add it in the previous, that is another batch video. Okay, so collection framework, how you can use this collection framework, and how easily you can prepare the Java application. All these things I explained in the last session. Then even we started first chapter also. What is the first chapter? Introduction to the programming. What is mean by programming? How you can define the language. All these things I explained in the last session. That is, so the date of the session is so class number 1, day 1. Okay, day 1. On what date we covered, I didn't remember that date. So 16, 15, 14, maybe 13. Okay, so on what day we covered this? Friday, right? So that was our first session. And what a topic we covered on that? What a topic we covered? Just I started introduction to programming, introduction to programming. And what about the timings? What about the timings? The timings are from 11:30 a.m. to so 12:30 p.m. Okay, so this thing we started in the last week. Now we are going to continue this part. Okay, and coming to the previous class revision, so just I started introduction to the programming and I explain what is mean by language. So very simple, a language is nothing but it is a kind of communication medium between two things. Sir, I want to communicate with my mission, or I want to communicate with another person. Then how you can do that? For this we required a special tool. We required a special tool. That tool is nothing but programming language. Okay, so now person to person communication is there. For example, if a first person wants to communicate with a second person, then they can exchange the information by using English, or by using Hindi, or by using Tamil, or by using Telugu. Like this we can use n number of languages are there, using which a person can communicate with another person. Even mission to mission communication also I explained. So if a mission means any electronic device, if a mission wants to communicate with another mission, compulsory they required some special language, which is called as a mission language or binary language, which internally contains zeros and ones. And programming language, slowly I explained programming language from this. So if a person to person communication is happening, so there is no issues, directly we can communicate without any problem. But even mission to mission communication is also, there won't be any issues. But third case is there, if a person wants to communicate with mission, two individual categories. Sir, here mission can't understand our instructions, and we can't frame any instructions for mission by using zeros and ones. So here the bigger problem we are going to face. Sir, to solve this problem, okay, to solve this problem we are going for which tool? Programming language. So programming language is a software which converts human readable code into mission understandable code. So the instructions which you have written, it will be converted into mission understandable code. Then what is the purpose of translator? It is also a programming language. Translator which converts H code into M code, that is human understandable code, human readable code into mission understandable code. And we can tell it is a tool. It is a tool, sir. Programming language is a tool, so which acts as an interface between person and mission. Sir, for this, I demonstrated one example also. Suppose if you are interacting with a mobile is an electronic device, right? How you can interact with the mobile without the help of operating system? Highly impossible, right? Our mobile is having some memory, some functionalities are there, so you want to store whatever there in your mind into a mobile. Then how it is possible? You need an interface. Without that you can't tell. Suppose assume the mobile is an ideal device. If you put a mobile on the table and if you are saying call to something, is it going to call? No. But for that a tool must be required. Without that tool you can't interact. So these are the things which I discussed in the last session. Just we had a small demo. Okay, so anyway those videos will be provided for you people. You can able to listen that video minimum 1 or 2 times, so that you can get clarity on the introduction whatever we covered. So then before going to the next session, let me clarify the doubts. Then some hacker rank challenges I am going to explain for you people. So if you join into your this particular course, what hacker rank links that you are going to get, which is nothing but something like a programming tool. After completion of a particular topic, you can practice the programs related to this particular topic in a separate link. For that we prepared a separate hacker rank link, where it is used as a assignment tool for you people. So you can practice the program. It will be associated with some inputs and outputs. You can check whether your program is correct or not by using that hacker rank links. Sir, once if it is very clear for you people up to this, then I will display that hacker rank link and I will explain how you can solve the challenges in that hacker rank link. Then slowly we can go for types of programming languages and types of translators, translator, compiler, interpreter, and example program related to the compiler and interpreter. All these things I will explain. Sir, can you please confirm up to this? Do you have any doubts? Please confirm. Any doubts up to this? Very good. Yeah. What about remaining? Yes, Monica, Banu Prasad, please confirm. Noor Jahan, you have not connected to audio. Please check it once. Yes, I request everyone to respond. What about remaining people? Please confirm. Okay, fine. Yeah. Sir, do you want to speak? Yeah, actually, uh, all the people are on mute. You can use chat window for communication purpose. Monica. Yeah, now I have given a chance to speak. Yeah, now you can unmute and you can speak. Any doubts up to this?
No, sir. I'm good. This is the first session I'm joining. So maybe if I get the video link, I'll go through the first session.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. Very good.
Yeah.
Yes, Banu, is it clear for you people? Yeah, fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very good. So let me show you first hacker rank link, how you can solve the challenges in the hacker rank link. Sir, here we prepared almost 300 programs are there. Almost 300 programs. Once if the topic is completed, I will share respective programs into that particular panel, so that you can practice the programs. Just have a look once. This one is nothing but that hacker rank link. Okay, so we are going to share this link for you people. For our batch, a separate link we are going to prepare. So once if you enter the contest, this is the demo contest. So here you can able to see some programs are there. Almost 10 programs are there. So all these 10 programs are already dumped into this hacker rank website. Okay, sir, you can click on solve challenge to solve these programs. In these programs, so we already defined what is the problem statement, what inputs are there, what constraints are there, what is the output of the program. But what you need to do is you have to prepare a logic, you have to prepare a Java program to satisfy that problem statement by analyzing with input and then output. So once if you have written a correct program for that, yes, if you click on the run button, then automatically your program is going to analyze it. If there is any error, it will display. Otherwise, it is going to return successful submission. Then after clicking on this run method, once if your code is correct for sample test cases which I have given, then you can submit that code for final verification. If you submit finally, then it is going to match with some private test cases. So once if all the private test cases are satisfied, then that program is a correct. So based on the concept, slowly I will add one by one programs. Let me solve some two programming challenges for you to get clarity. This is the first programming, right? Sir, you can see success rate, everybody is doing this program, everyone. Okay, you can see the leaderboard position also. But in this leaderboard position, maybe some, if 20 members are there, all the 20 members solved this problem. So 94%, 69%, like this percentage which will be there. Okay, you can able to see. Now sir, I want to do the first program. Yes, this is the challenge. Sir, here you can able to see program to display welcome message on the screen. This is problem statement. Is there any input for this? No, because they are asking only to print welcome. There is no input. So no constraints, but output is nothing but welcome. Okay. Now sample output is also there, but input is not there for this program. Sir, some skeleton will be there already. I will explain in detail about what is the use of this import, what is mean by this java.io, java.util, public, class, everything I will explain in the next session. Pin to pin, we are going to divide the entire Java program into pieces. Okay, and I will try to explain every piece of the code, and finally we will submit that individual pieces so that you can get clarity on the sample Java program. Okay, sir, here we need to write the code. So what is a programming requirement? You need to print a message on the screen. What message you need to print? Welcome message, right? That's why just I am taking system.out.println of welcome. So system.out.println is the statement which is used to print welcome message on the screen, right? Sir, once if everything is good, you can able to click on run code. Sir, see what will happen if I am running the code. Yes, the code is processing and it is telling congratulations, you have passed the sample test case. Now you can click on submit code for the remaining test cases. Sir, two test cases are there. Yes, two test cases are passed. Your score is nothing but 1.0. Okay, your score is 1.0. Status is accepted. Sir, how it is telling 1.0? Sir, based on the test cases it is telling. Okay, sir, every test case is, in this case, 0.5 is the score. 0.5 plus 0.5. Suppose if you are not passed this test case, you will get only 0.5, and the status is accepted. Like this you can solve the challenges. For example, let me take another challenge number 3. Program to read two numbers and print addition of those two numbers. Okay, so input is there for this program, two numbers. Sir, here I am taking 10 and 20 as the input. Okay, 10 and 20 as the input. Now after adding these two, our result should be 30. Sir, it is the sample test case. You need to prepare a program to get the remaining test cases. So just I will write the program. Just have a look once. Scanner obj is equal to new scanner of within bracket system dot in. Don't worry, all these things you will get it. Okay, now sir, integer a is equal to obj dot next int. First number I accepted, obj dot next int. Second number I accepted. They are asking addition of these two, right? Just you need to take a plus b. So it is a simple program, sir. Like this we may get a complex program also in the future. Okay, sir, now you need to run the case. Now see what will happen. It is going to verify and test case is passed. Now you can submit your code. Once if your code got submitted, sir, see how many test cases are there. 6 test cases I have given. All the test cases are passed successfully. So the status is accepted. Like this, you can practice the programs. Okay. So on the daily basis, whatever topic we are going to cover, based on that topic, some challenges I will add so that you can practice the programs. So this is nothing but what we are going to get from this course, that is hacker rank programs. How many programs you can expect, sir? 300 plus programs you can able to expect. Okay, sir, this is nothing but what we have. Yes, please confirm. Any doubts? If everything is clear, then we will go with the next theoretical concept. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes, I request remaining people to confirm. Yeah, very good. Yeah, so the next, in the first chapter, just I explained what is mean by language and what is mean by programming language. Then, sir, how many types of programming languages are there in the market, and what is mean by translator? All these things we are going to discuss now. Sir, types of programming languages. There are three types of programming languages are there. Okay, the first one is nothing but low level programming languages. Low level programming languages. Sir, if you take low level programming languages, very simple. Here, the instructions are given in low level format. Sir, here, the instructions are given in low level format. So low level format means what? Sir, some beginning programming languages are comes under this low level activity. Sir, low level activity means programmer is responsible. Programmer is responsible to do all the activities. To do all the activities. Okay, other than business logic. So what is the main purpose of programmer? The programmer has to prepare a business logic. In addition to that business logic, the programmer has to do n number of activities, which is nothing but memory allocation process. The programmer has to do memory allocation process. The programmer has to do. Okay, sir. Then even input output statements. The programmer has to do n number of activities. Only programmer has the responsibility. Sir, here the example programming languages which supports low level programming is C, C++, okay, Fortran, like this n number of the old programming languages will comes under this category. Next, high level programming languages. Sir, what is mean by high level programming languages? Sir, very simple. Here, in the case of high level programming languages, the instructions are given in a high level format. Here, the instructions are given in high level format. So that means what? The duty of the programmer is to do only business logic. Okay, sir, Programmer is responsible to develop only business logic. The programmer has to develop only business logic. Sir, here assistance will be provided. Assistance will be provided for the programmer. Sir, if you need any help, if you need any help, our high level programming language will provide such a type of helps for you. Sir, maybe assume you are doing the program, some unwanted exception got occurred. That means during execution of the program, some problem has been raised. Then, sir, who is responsible to do that activity? Sir, you can do that activity by yourself. Even if you want, you can delegate that work to some other person. Okay, you can delegate that work to some other person. So this facility is also there in the high level programming language. That means what? You need responsible only for your duty. That's all. Sir, what are the example programming languages which provides high level instructions? Sir, C is the example, Java is the example, Python, like this n number of upcoming programming languages are providing support for high level features. then immediately what is the next one is nothing but a middle level programming language. Just for the namesake we have added this middle level programming. Strictly speaking, there is no programming language like this. Because of this bloody C language we added this one. Okay, sir, here what is mean by middle level programming language? Very simple. If a programming language supports, if a programming language support the features of both low level and high level programming languages, such type of programming language is best example for middle level. So C is called as a middle level programming language because C supports features of both low level and high level. Sir, can you please explain me how you are telling C is the low level and how you are telling C is the high level? On what basis you are telling? On what basis you are telling? Sir, very simple. I hope if you people are coming from C language background, we have one special concept is there called as pointers. So C with pointers is called as a low level programming language. Then, sir, C language without pointers is called as a high level programming language. This is nothing but what is the meaning of low level, high level, and then middle level programming language. But of course, we are learning Java, which comes under high level programming. N number of instructions will be there, n number of assistants will be there, so you can do your work by your own. You can delegate the some of the works to other assistants. Okay, so this is the nothing but what is the meaning of types of programming languages and what are the different types of programming languages which we have. Any doubts up to this? Please confirm.
No, sir.
Yes, fine. Then, sir, what is mean by translator? Okay, okay, translator. Sir, the name itself explains. Translator means what? Which it translates. Okay, the name itself indicate it is going to use it for translation purpose. So, translator, it is a tool which converts one form of data into another form. This is the general meaning of translator. What translator is going to do? It will convert one form of data into another form of data. Sir, you may have seen these particular translators everywhere. Okay, sir, if you take what you can call any mp4 file, sir, there are some tools are there by using which we can convert mp4 file into mp3. That means we are extracting only audio file from the video file. It is a translator, it is a converter. Similarly, sir, if you have word document is there, you can convert that word document into pdf document, right? So for that also free softwares are there in our internet, which is nothing but translators or converters. Okay, the meaning is the same. So here also we required translators. For what purpose we are using translators in our programming area? So to convert human readable human readable code into, sir, mission understandable code. Okay, mission understandable code. Sir, I want to convert human readable code into mission understandable code. Better to go for these translators. Sir, the following are the translators available for programming languages. One is nothing but a compiler, another one is nothing but interpreter. Maybe you know about these terminologies. Sir, strictly speaking, nowadays the people are using these two. But previously we have n number of translators are there, like one of the translator is assembler. By using that assembler, you can able to convert, okay, direct mnemonics into mission understandable format. Okay, something the people who are coming from engineering background, they know about these concepts like mnemonics. We are going to give the instructions in the form of address locations, memory locations. Okay, in the microprocessors and microcontrollers, we have the complete story of those mnemonics. But anyway, it is not in our scope. Just remember, there is a functionality is there, that's all. Sir, now what about the compiler? What my compiler is going to do? Sir, very simple. First point is nothing but it is used to convert human readable code into mission understandable code. Second point, it will scan the total program. It is going to scan the total program at a time. Suppose if your program is having almost 100 instructions, all these 100 instructions will be accepted at a time, and it is going to verify is all the 100 instructions which you have given are correct or wrong. Suppose if it is the correct, then it will convert that instructions into mission code. If it is a wrong, it will store all the errors in a separate buffer, and it will display all the errors for the users at a time. So even error information also, sir, the total errors at a time it is going to display. Then example programming languages which are providing support, example programming languages which are providing support for these interpreters, sorry, compilers are nothing but C language, C++, Java, etc. N number of programming languages are there which are going to provide support for these compilers. Sir, next, interpreter is there. What is the purpose of interpreter? Very simple, sir. It is used to convert same statement, human readable code, into mission understandable code. Yes, perfect. Then, sir, what is the purpose? It will scan the program line by line. It is going to scan the program line by line. Sir, make sure it won't scan all the instructions at a time. It will scan line by line. Speciality is there, right? Line by line it is going to scan. Sir, okay, it is going to scan line by line. What benefits you are going to get from this? Don't worry, we will discuss in the next coming chapters. Okay, sir, which programming languages are example for interpreters? Java is the example for interpreter. Python is the example for interpreter. Okay, shell script is there. Okay, like this, almost every scripting language will provide support for interpreter. Sir, but you have a doubt. Have you observed? Our Java is there in both the compiled as well as interpreted. That's why a simple note. So Java is both compiled and interpreted, both compiled and interpreted programming language. So our Java is both compiled and interpreted programming language. Sir, how it is compiled, we know very well, but how it is interpreted, don't worry. Sir, we will have a small examples. There I will explain in detail about how it is said to be interpreted. Sir, any doubts about these translators? Can you please confirm? Up to this, do you have any doubts? Please confirm.
No, sir.
Very good. Now, sir, what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? What is the difference between compiler and interpreter? Compiler versus interpreter. Sir, very simple, very simple. If you see, the main task of these two are nothing but the same. So let me differentiate compiler, interpreter. Here you can able to see compiler. What is the first point? So it is used to convert human readable code into mission understandable code. Okay. What about interpreter? Sir, its duty is also same, right? Its duty is also same, right? It is used to convert, it is used to convert so human readable code into mission understandable code. Okay, both the tasks are same. And it is it scans the total program at a time, the total program at a time. Okay. Yeah, sorry. It is going to scan the total program at a time. Okay, but what about interpreter, sir? Very simple, sir. It scans the program line by line, line by line. It is going to scan the program. Next point, sir, while scanning the program, if there is any error, then what we have to do? Okay, sir, if there is any error, if there is any error, comma, all the errors, all the errors are displayed on the screen. So what you have to do, you need to debug all the errors. Okay, sir, we have to debug all the errors. Compulsory, you need to debug all the errors. Sir, in the case of interpreter, what it is going to do? Sir, same job, right? So if there is any error, okay, sir, only one error will be displayed, only one error will be displayed on the screen. Sir, after debugging the first line, then only the next line will be displayed. That is the tricks which we have. So we have to debug the program one by one. Okay, we have to debug the errors, okay, one by one. Okay, then next one, suppose if there is no error, what will happen? Sir, if there is no error, all the instructions, are converted into mission code. That's all. Sir, what about interpreter? Sir, if there is no error, sir, that line will be converted into mission code. Then now the final step came. Sir, which programming languages are example for compiler? I already told C, C++, Java. Sir, which programming languages are example for interpreter? Sir, we can take Java and then Python. Of course, so many are there, but as of now, just take these two. Sir, now last point is there. Of course, very, very important point. Sir, I want to get information from your side to construct this point. What is that information is? Sir, can you please suggest, is the compiler is the best or interpreter is the best? Please confirm. Is the compiler is the best?
Interpreter.
Interpreter. In what point of view interpreter is best?
Maybe at the first point itself we'll get to know like what is the error we made.
Okay, sir, here see, in your point of view, maybe you have not understand this properly. Have a look once. So detecting all the errors at a time, detecting only first error. If the first error is detected, then still there are n number of errors are there. If you clarify that first error, then only you can able to see the second error. Is it good, or getting all the errors at a time so that we can clear all the errors by single step? Is it good? Can you please confirm, is compiler or interpreter, which one is best?
Maybe compiler will be the best then.
Yeah, so
Interpreter is a time-taking process.
very good, very good. Yes. So actually, everyone is going to feel compiler is the best, but interpreter is a time-taking process. With respect to the performance, compiler is going to give more performance, but make sure that nowadays both are having equal priorities. So to improve the performance, every programming language, they are going to debug that interpreter, they are going to divide that interpreter, and they have added some extra functionalities so that interpretation will give high performance. Sir, very simple, you can tell like this: if error rate is very high, Sir, my programming language, if error rate is very high, then so compiler is best. Sir, I introduced one new programming language. I consulted worldwide programmers. I displayed all my programming requirements, test cases, programs, solutions, theory concepts, everything I explained for those people. Sir, then they analyzed the programming skills and then they have verified rules and regulations. By observing all these things, so they are going to allot either compiler or interpreter. Compiler means what? So the programming language is very complex. The user needs some more attention to understand that concept. There may be a chance of getting errors. Even if you misplace one simple thing, then you may get a chance of getting error. Like this, error rate is very high. Then better to choose compiler based programming languages. Sir, what about interpreter? Very simple. If error rate is very low, sir, then interpreter is best. Simple word. So if the error rate is very less means what? Very low means what? Suppose if you are taking 100 lines of program, then if you are getting only one error, then what you need to do? You need to rectify that error. That's all. Your program is ready. Suppose if you take compiler, assume one error is getting, then compiler is the best. Suppose if it is getting three errors, sir, all the three errors we need to debug and we need to fix that errors. Sir, fixing one error is easy. Fixing three errors is easy. Fixing one error is very easy. That's why so you need to go for interpreter if your programming language is very easy. That is the reason Python is a very popular nowadays, because it is a interpreter based programming language. The instructions are just like English programming. How you are going to write the English, like that you need to write the program. So if it is the case, the chance of getting errors is very less, right? Semicolon is not there, parenthesis is not there. Happily you can write the code just like a easy method. Okay, so this is nothing but what is mean by compiler and what is mean by interpreter. What is the difference between these two? Any doubts up to this? Yes, please confirm.
No, sir.
Yeah, so this is about just introduction I provided. Okay, sir, tomorrow we will meet for the continuation. Sir, tomorrow we are going to discuss an example program for interpreter and then compiler, and then even, sir, we are going to discuss the next chapter, that is introduction to Java. I am going to start tomorrow. Okay, introduction to Java I'm going to start tomorrow. Introduction to Java. So what is the history of Java? Sir, first I'm going to explain a first Java program. Okay, I told, right? So I'm going to split the entire Java program into n number of pieces. Tomorrow only these three topics: example program, history of Java, and I'm going to explain Java programming format, how the Java programming format is. Then even we will do steps to execute Java programs in online compiler. Then it requires much time. So minimum some 4 to 5 programs tomorrow we will discuss. And then I will explain Java installation, all these things in the further concepts. So hope it is very clear for you people. So if you are having any queries, yes, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave the session. We will discuss the remaining things in the upcoming sessions. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Any doubts?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.